Welcome back, everyone, to the International Training Institute of Health Masterclass. And what we're going to be talking on this show, we're going to be talking about eye conditions. And guess what? Eye conditions are only going to get worse. We have never been so much an inflammation nation as we are today. We have never dumped so many toxic poisons into us freely, like alcohol and sugar and gluten and all the GMO and all the chemical products that they're giving us, and we're just gladly taking them. Mm-hmm. And we've never had so much blue light in our life. Blue light from our TVs, blue light from our lighting, the LED lighting, blue
in
light,
our cars now,
blue light from the
Your
pad,
iPhone, iPad,
from the iPhone,
all
yes,
technology,
from the computer. Okay, so blue light even from the movies when you go to the movies. Okay, what about all your children playing with their little games? Understand something. We haven't seen anything yet. You are going to have a tsunami of people with eye disorders where their retinas are going to be just inflamed, falling apart. They're going to have cataracts, glaucoma, you name it. There's so many coming, and it is a tsunami. And I'll tell you something, but at the Doc of Detox, we're on top of it. We actually have a preventative eye treatment and a restorative treatment for people that have eye diseases that is so phenomenal. And we have such a track record from doing it. We're actually going to be showing this, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you'll have to check it out and then see what you think, and then you be the judge. But the reality is this: it's all about inflammation, it's all about circulation, and it's all about light. Okay, and when you get a lot of blue light and it's not balanced with full spectrum light, okay, that's when it's not just going to harm your eyes, it's going to harm your brain. And guess what? You know, a lot of these eye disorders that are happening, the brain is actually causing the eye disorder because the eyes cannot handle all this blue light. We've never seen eye disorders like this in our life. People used to be 90 years old and reading by a candle, you know, and they could be able to read a book. They can't do that anymore because our eyes are being burnt out. How many people here, before the end of the day, your eyes feel like they're on fire? They feel like they're dry. Well, first of all, you're not drinking enough structured water. You've got too much inflammatory foods that are in your diet. But the reality is, it is the blue light from everything, all the technology. And you know what? They could have not done that. So you got to understand something sometimes. You know, they're not really working for us out there. So before we start talking about everything, this is not supposed to be a commercial. Well, this is supposed to be a show, but we need to show this. These are called Tesla Lightwear. They do not block blue light. What they do is they turn the blue light into a healing light that actually repairs the eyes, that actually sends the right messages to the brain. I'm telling you, you can have a headache and put these on or feel stressed, and right away that calms down. Okay, I know when I forget to have these. So throughout the day today, when I'm not on set and doing this, because I don't want to be wearing glasses that you can't see my eyes, I will put the Tesla Lightwear on. You can see them on our website. And we're continually putting every break. Okay, these are called Fulvic Nano eye drops. Okay, there's nothing like them in the world. We're the only company in the world that you can put Fulvic eye drops in your eyes. And they go in and help to reduce the inflammation. They help to carry the nutrition into the tissue cells of the eyes to deliver, and they help to pull away the heavy metals and the actual inflammation in the eyes. So Fulvic's really amazing. It'll bring in the nutrition up to 60 nutrients, different nutrients, dump that off, and then fill itself up with the inflammatory things that are damaging your eyes, and then take that and leave out of the body with it. So we wanted you to know that before we started, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's get started.
All right, we're going to start with age-related macular degeneration, a degenerative condition affecting the central part of the retina and resulting in distortion or loss of central vision. It occurs especially in older adults, in which case it is called age-related macular degeneration. So the medical causes, of course, age, genetics, smoking, and obesity. And currently, there is no cure, but these treatments can slow the condition. So anti-agogenic drugs, so injecting the drug into the eye, or laser therapy.
Okay, so let's go through the rest of them. I think we should just talk about them. Yeah. Because believe it or not, and this is where you're going to go, well, that sounds so ridiculous. because I know that for every ill there's a new pill, but for our treatment that we do, it is able to affect every eye condition in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I want to say that. And then you can say, no, Dr. Wolfe, that's not true. And I'll tell you that we'll offer you a money back guarantee if you come to the therapy and you find that you are not getting better. Okay? All right. So we do have a therapy. It's the most powerful therapy,
Incredible.
I believe, that there is, because we research, we are globe trotters. Okay? We travel the world. We teach around the world. And what we find, we bring home and we incorporate it. And I've been doing that for 40 years.
The next one we're going to talk about is detached retina. The causes of a retinal detachment are numbered: injury to the eye, blow to the head, eye diseases, eye surgery, conditions such as diabetes, and excessive nearsightedness or myopia. For unknown reasons, some patients may simply have areas where their retina is thinned. The treatment they offer depends on the detachment. There are multiple forms of surgery that can be done. And of course, aftercare, if they did have surgery, would just be rest and medication.
Again, I'm going to say this, that's inflammation. Inflammation tearing the retina apart.
Yep.
So you can take it or you can leave it. They can give you whatever they want to say about it, but they're not telling you the truth because they don't know the truth. All right?
Next is cataracts. If you're over 60 and your vision has gotten blurry or cloudy, you may have cataracts. It's a common condition in older adults, and it can be treated by your eye doctor. You develop them when protein builds up in the lenses of your eyes and make it cloudy. This keeps light from passing through clearly. It can cause you to lose some of your eyesight. Other reasons may include age-related, congenital, secondary diabetes, or traumatic events like radiation.
Yeah, and you know what? Some of these things
That's
could
true.
bear an effect.
Mhm.
But do you want to know the true cause, the underlying cause?
Inflammation.
It is inflammation. But guess what? You get the cataract because the brain actually triggers the cataract to grow because the blue light is damaging your brain. So
Yeah.
what do you want? You want Alzheimer's? Okay, or do you want a cataract?
Yeah.
But you're going to get Alzheimer's because the cataract's only going to slow it down. So understand something. You don't understand blue light toxicity. So that's why you want to take a look at the type of lighting you have in your home. You want to make sure that you've protected yourself in the right ways. And we talk about that, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
another thing that's so important with this is diet. So many people we see with cataracts are eating so much dairy and gluten and so many inflammatory foods. When you can cut those out and then do the therapy and do all the aftercare therapies that we show you, turns around. We've had
Look,
so many people cancel their cataract surgery from
Dairy's
after
the
seeing
number
us.
one food for cancer. So wait a minute. Do you think it could be causing the inflammation in your body? Okay, all right.
So next up, we have glaucoma. Glaucoma is a condition that causes damage to your eye's optic nerve and gets worse over time. It's often linked to a buildup of pressure inside your eye. The cause is a result of deterioration of the optic nerve, which leads to high fluid pressure on the front part of the eye. And how they treat glaucoma is by lowering your eye pressure. Depending on your situation, your options may include prescription eye drops, oral medication, laser treatment, surgery, or a combination of any of these.
So understand something, okay? With glaucoma, we're talking about pressure. So what we're talking about, just think about all the pressure that you have from the bacteria that are gassing off and the waste that you're absorbing into your bloodstream.
Just think about when you have gas in your colon, like we were talking about in the abdominal lift series, when you get the gas rising from the cecum up to the hepatic flexure. Feel that pressure there. You're getting that same pressure.
Oh, what about 90, what is it, something like 98% of the people that get rushed to the hospital have angina. They don't have a heart attack. They have angina. And the angina means because there's so much pressure around the heart and because there's so much gas that's in the gases let off from the bad bacteria and from the parasites that are inside a person from the inflammation. If you're really inflamed, you're going to have a parasite party in there.
Yeah.
So all I'm trying to say is if there's inflammation putting pressure on your heart, why can't it put pressure on the back of your eyes? And that is inflammation pressure. So of course there's going to be fluid buildup. The fluid is to dilute the inflammation. If there's a fire, we're going to put it out with water. So that's why we get that. Okay.
Yeah. And then next on the list, we have floaters. Eye floaters are spots in your vision. Most eye floaters are caused by age-related changes that occur as the jelly-like substance inside your eyes become more liquid. Microscopic fibers within the vitreous that's the jelly-like fluid in your eyes, tend to clump and can cast tiny shadows on your retina. The shadows you see are called floaters. And the cause, of course, is age, eye inflammation, eye damage, and medications.
And how about this being mucus pus and inflammation in the eye? And how about when you start using the Fulvic Nano eye drops, that goes away within usually 24 hours to 12 hours. How about that? So are we all done yet?
Yeah. And that's a big thing. I know a lot of people who have floaters.
Yeah, and they go, well,
floaters.
you know, and I say, look, just give it a day or two, keep using them. How much should I use? Well, you can't hurt your eyes. If your eyes seem to get red from this, it means they're detoxifying. Slow down a little bit, but it's just going to turn around.
Yeah. And with all of the eye conditions, like we were saying, we have our specific eye treatment that we do for all different eye conditions because it works for them all.
Well, because if you restore circulation, okay, and you bring up the temperature, you melt the things, and everything comes back into balance. We're not treating symptoms, we're creating balance. We don't cure anything. The body cures itself. We are master balancers for the body. That's what we do. We create balance in the body, and we know how to work on certain areas, like local areas, by doing padding and clapping, and by using proper light therapy, energy medicine. We can help you get your eyesight back, and we can show you that.
And it does improve your eyesight. With the therapies we do, you will actually have more vivid vision. You're going to see colors brighter. You're going to see everything more clear. It gives you a whole new outlook on life after this treatment.
Yeah, it really does. You know what? We just want you to open your eyes and take a good look at the information that we have, and
hopefully we can open your eyes.
Yeah.
there it is. And keep them open.
Yeah. And that wraps up our eye condition episode for you guys today. So if you are interested in learning more about what we do for our eye treatments, definitely check that video out. And we hope you really loved this part of our series. And the next one that we have is shoulder treatments.
Right.
Shoulder conditions.
Everybody has a shoulder.
That's right. And listen, don't forget, check out The Perfect Day on our Doc of Detox library. And also check us out with our Monday, Friday Q&As, and look at the rest of the information we have in the library. And don't hesitate to call the office, because we work for you. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the International Training Institute of Health Bodywork Masterclass. We're going to teach you about how we work on your eyes to help you get back your eyesight. Now, everybody's saying, but there's so many different conditions. We'll understand something. It's about reducing the inflammation. It's about increasing the microcirculation. It's about getting rid of the calcification, crystallization, scar tissue formation, and with the eyes, there's a lot of mucus involved because of that inflammation. All right? We know how to go in and work with the body to detox other parts of the body, because understand, your liver is attached to those eyes, but your liver gets in trouble because of your large intestine, but it gets in trouble because you never really had a blueprint about the perfect day. And you don't realize that an inflammatory diet and an inflammatory mind is what sets you on fire and helps to burn those eyes out. You don't also know that your eyes become diseased because your brain does not want to lose its function. So even with somebody with Cataracts. Why do you think you get them? You get cataracts because the brain helps to even create them, because the blue light and other things are actually going to burn your brain out. So understand, there's things that you don't know. There's things that they don't want you to know. But I will tell you one thing. If you come and get our treatment and then learn how to do the home treatment for your eyes, your eyesight's going to come back. Is it going to come back 100%? No, I can't guarantee that, because I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know what emotionally goes on in your home or your head. And I don't know what you're putting in your mouth, or if you care about detoxifying every day gently. But I will tell you, no matter what you're doing, even if you don't drop your bad habits, alcohol, cigarettes, or vaping, or anything else that causes toxins in your body, we are going to improve your eyes.
So let's
Most
get to
definitely.
it.
Okay.
One thing that you said that I just had a thought come in, how people are like, but how can that work for my condition? Because it's different than this one. It's different than that one. Yet it's the same treatment. Isn't it interesting how they've created such a division throughout our bodies and making us think that it can't be caused from the same thing? Just the same way that they created such a separation between everybody, whether it be through religion or
Color,
or beliefs or color
everything.
or all these other
Yeah,
things.
well, you
They're
know what?
just trying to confuse us.
That's right. It's all about confusion. And understand something. They've taken just symptoms and made them into diseases. Then they've given them all kinds of names you can't even pronounce. And then most of them are Greek. And who in the heck speaks Greek? Not even the doctors speak Greek. And that's just to freak us out. That's to make you create fear inside of you. And understand something. These labels, we can use them, diabetes and things of that nature. But here's the deal. If you've got an eye problem, do you work on the eyes? Sure you do. But if you don't look at the whole body and you don't want to detoxify it or get the circulation back up, then you know what? You're going to struggle, because you're dealing with the end result, and that is bad eyesight because of a bad lifestyle, whether it be on an emotional level or a physical level. But right now we'll talk about the eyes, and we'll talk about treating the eyes. But if you come to us for a personal treatment and training or even a consultation, we're going to take you 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps farther to show you that, guess what? How deep does the rabbit hole go? Yeah. Well, they're not going to let you know. Okay?
All right. So I'm going to first just touch on some emotional blocks that can be involved with eye conditions. So high levels of mental stress in the forms of worry or anxiety about the situation, a fear, so like not seeing life clearly or not wanting to see something will be an emotional block that can cause problems with your vision. And then, of course, we can get a lot of physical symptoms in the eyes, whether it be pain or hypertension or seeing different things like floaters or halos, or if you go to our medical cause video where we talk about different eye conditions, we talk about macular degeneration, detached retina, glaucoma, cataracts, you name it, we covered it. So
the whole symptomatic trail.
Exactly. So in today's show, we are going to show you exactly how we would treat any eye condition if you were to come to us. So first things first, we would actually work at the back of the head on what we call the 3 eyes of the back of the head.
So the 3 eyes of the back of the head is going to be right where your occiput is. So if you put your hand at the back of your skull and you dragged your finger up and you just felt that ledge, right where that ledge begins, you have your spine, and that spine you have C1 down to C7. So cervical 1, where it actually goes into the brain stem. So that's going to be the first eye. And then on right near our temporal bones, we have, if you put your hands at the back of your head and you kind of feel 2 like almost nodules, they should be kind of flat, but most people are going to have bumps here. That's going to be the eyes of the upper head. And then where C1 enters the brainstem, that's going to be the 3rd eye.
Mm-hmm. So we have our 3rd eye in the front and our 3rd eye in the back. And if you were to go, it would connect.
Go through, they connect.
Yeah. And then your 2 eyes at your occiput connect to your actual eyes. So we really want to first loosen the back of the head in the occiput. We want to loosen up that scar tissue, break down some of that crystallization so that we can melt it, and then break up that displaced calcium so it can go back into the bones. And you will find that ledge that Sage mentioned, it will become so calcified.
Yeah, there's going to be like a crystalline barrier over that. And so you're going to want to go in there, work that out, pull into it, pull away, bring as much life in there as possible.
And it's all about increasing the circulation to start moving things out and moving the right things in. And when you do that, you bring the temperature up, and that's how you melt the crystallization. So, yeah, and how many times do people say, wow, you work back here, and I really believe I can see clearer now.
And
yeah,
you can.
like things are brighter, like more vivid. It happens every time.
A story about a personal experience. You worked on my occiput. This was probably 5 years ago, but it still sticks like in my head like it was yesterday. I had a really bad migraine. I don't normally get migraines or headaches very often, and it was just throbbing in the back. I could barely look out of my eyes. So Dr. Wolfe was like, let's go take care of this. And I was holding on. I wouldn't let go because it was an emotion. I didn't want to deal with it at the time. So he was finally like, just let it go, let it go. I just started crying. The minute I started crying, melted. It was gone.
It just gave away, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, let go, because and also I was saying let go because I don't want her blowing out my elbow.
Yeah. And it was on my left side, and I had a flashback of my mom from something from childhood.
Yeah.
It was just a little thing that stuck with me. So that's, again, why the Braveheart 12 self-loving steps are so important, and doing the recall healing, mind mapping, and really figuring out what those triggers are, because we trap those emotions in our lower vibrational tissues. So after we do the occiput, we would then come around the front, and we would come and work around from the occiput, coming around to the temple and working our way to the eyebrow. And we do a full circle around the entire ocular bone with a very precise pinpoint technique. And we just release everything about 2 inches above the eye and all the way around. Just like how we did the ear, if you watched the TMJ treatment. If you didn't, definitely go check that one out as well. And we really just very precise pinpoint work. It's like we are surgeons when we do this, and we're just going in and really melting that crystallization, bringing that displaced calcium back into the bones, and then releasing any scar tissue.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then would you like to talk about padding and clapping?
Yeah, and then when you come and you get the treatment, we'll teach you about padding and clapping. And padding and clapping is all about, again, restoring circulation. Now, how do you do that when you don't have circulation? You know, you have to have improper circulation to lose your eyesight, or to be losing your eyesight, or for your eyes to be losing their tissue integrity. Circulation is a problem. And that's what it always is. So when you come, we'll teach you about that. But we're also, remember something, before that, we're having you actually use the Bioptron and the Avicen. But you can actually open your eyes with the Bioptron and get the light in there. And right away, it starts to melt things. It starts to heal things. The Bioptron is just so important, okay, and the Avicen. But the reality is, when you start to do also the padding and clapping is something we teach you to take home so that you do it. And if you do that every night for like even just say 10 to 20 minutes, and when you do it, we teach you too that you would hang your head down over your bed, hanging it down when you do the padding and clapping. And we're not going to be showing that today. Again, I told you we reserve to make sure we do things right. For people who come to get our treatments, people who come for personal treatment and training, or we go there, or for people we certify, we teach them how to do the whole body. So the reality is that teamwork makes the healing work. And when we teach you about your diet, detoxification, the physical therapy you will do, and then using things like the silver bullet, and also using the Fulvic Nano eye drops, okay, and how to do like the Bioptron light or hot packs on the eyes. Nebulizing the silver, nebulizing the Nano Fulvic drops. And when you nebulize, because remember we said, this is just a cave that goes to the ears, that goes to the eyes, that goes to the sinus. When you get it all together, and I'll tell you, we have people that will just do the Fulvic Nano drops and say, my eyes are healing, my eyes are changing. And guess what? I had to go and get weaker glasses, but we don't do one bullet, silver bullet therapy. We believe in doing the whole package to ensure success.
Yeah, and the only other thing on top of that would be checking out the Tesla Lightwear glasses to protect your eyes from the blue light. So important.
That's a hands down.
Yeah.
That you want to do the Teslas and understand something. Okay. You know what? Tesla Lightwear will protect you against all blue light. And whether you want to believe this or not, go ahead, Sage. Whether you want to believe this or not,
All right.
you know, blue blockers, you'll wear them when you're on your computer, watching LED TV, when you're in an airport, when you're in a mall, because of all of that blue lights coming in at you. When you're on your phone, when you're on your iPad, all of that is blue light. And that's why, guess what? We've never had eye disorders like this in the whole history of mankind. And it's all about this blue light. This blue light technology is great if it was noon, but we're not supposed to have noon all day long. And it's messing with our brains. It's messing with our circadian rhythm, but it's ripping our eyes apart.
Yeah.
So when we're doing this show, we're not wearing them, but trust me, in our office, everybody wears Tesla
It's so
glasses.
funny though, because like I wish we were wearing them, because I'm not on the videos with them as constant, because I'm either traveling, doing a PTT, or working on a client, and so these two are always together. But I'm not in front of this stuff that often. I put these on instantly, just like so
It's
much more calm.
honestly life
You can have a
changing.
headache,
Whoa.
you can have stress, and it just goes, honey, I'm home, I love you.
Yeah,
If
it's
I,
so light.
If I have to be
Everything's
on a
so light.
computer and I don't have them on, I feel like I'm just gonna like, I don't even know. It feels like I'm gonna like fall asleep, or I have no energy. It's just like it completely shuts me down. I put them on and I'm like, "Boop, I can work.
Okay, so here's something that you're not going to believe. So we've done 12 hours yesterday, and we did 12 hours the day before.
Yeah. 12 hours
Last
probably
night,
again
I
today.
wake up at 2:30 in the morning, and my mouth is burning like I ate some kind of acid. And I knew what it was. It was because of
You
all the
ate
blue
some
light
blue
going
light.
in my eyes, and I was that acidic. So I stayed up for an hour and a half, and I did the pelvic stretching, right? Pelvic enhancer. I did the Avicent. I did the light. Okay, and there's a squatting thing that I do. And by the time I did that, the burn was gone. So all I had to do was to open up, and let go.
Yep.
Because I had all this blue light toxicity in lockdown, burning my mouth like it
Trapped.
was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I actually had acid in there. And you know what I'm talking about? The burning in your eyes and the burning in your mouth. Well, that's blue light and 5G poisoning.
Totally.
All right.
And another thing that's really important is sun gazing for eye health as well. So that's something that you can definitely check out.
Crucial.
We talk about it in the Blue Light 5G toxicity booklet and in the video, so you can check that out in the DOCA Detox library. And we do also suggest sun gazing and fasting for perfect health. So I know that there is some information on it in there as well.
And I'll throw in one other little tidbit. Go take a look at our vitamin D light that we sell on our website, which is very inexpensive. It costs approximately, I think it's around $1,100 US. And you can ship it anywhere because you don't get vitamin D in the wintertime. So go do your homework and find out. You get vitamin D when you're on the equator. The more north you come, it diminishes. Like everywhere in Canada, you're only getting vitamin D for 6 weeks of the year. And as you go south,
6 months of the year.
6 weeks.
6
weeks.
Because the sun's so far away.
Oh,
6
that's so
weeks.
true.
6 weeks.
Wow.
And as you go down, you get more. But even when you go down as far as Florida, okay, you're still only getting it for 4 months.
Wow.
So everybody thinks that they're getting it
Like
oh,
almost
look at
all
this.
year
It's-
round. Yeah.
No, so you're not getting the vitamin D, but you need the sun gazing because it's feeding you because we're light energy beings.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, all those vitamin D supplements are helping, but they're not helping a lot.
Yeah.
And so we deal with a lot of that with people, especially in the wintertime. But if I had my choice, well, I do have my choice. I got out of the shower this morning and I stood in front of it. And I'm telling you right now, Sage, you better start doing it. Get in there now because, you know, we're getting less sun now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's already
winter.
started the decline.
Everybody in our office needs to start right now. Okay, like I'm doing it twice a day now, and I'm telling you, it changes your mood like this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And that's the thing too. The vitamin D light and the Bioptron are the two best things if you are struggling with any
Vitamin D
seasonal
light,
affective
full
disorder.
spectrum light. Hey,
I will say I had a client who had like major psoriasis throughout their body, and they were on the light for even though this has nothing to do with it, they were under the light for like 2 weeks and it was completely gone throughout their whole body.
Wow.
And this was like one of my clients up north, and that was pretty cool.
I see the light. Okay, right. Anyways, that's it.
All right, that wraps up our eye treatment, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next episode.
See you in the next show.
Have the best day ever.